So this all started with convincing Noah to come to a drift event with us just as something to do, and then convincing him to go for a ride. He's not really the daredevil type, so we weren't sure how this was going to work out. But we were excited he decided to do it, and had no idea that it was going to turn into what it did. But the next morning, he came to me asking what types of cars he should be looking for to buy his own drift car. We found this one on Marketplace about 2 hours away and went out to look at it. It was about as race car as you could get, which was perfect because it had all the safety equipment. We didn't have to buy a normal BMW and do all this stuff to it, it was already there. It was really important to me that he had a safe car because you can be a lot more confident and push the car harder when you know that it's safe. At this point, he just thought we were up here looking at the car. I was already convinced on the drive up that we were buying this thing, and I knew we were going to give him some money towards it as a graduation present. He was not expecting that, and when I told him, he could not have been more excited.
Today? For that type of racing, yeah. And again, I mean, it's not like we need them for that, but we can put them in. I mean, there's stuff, there's things we can do, but...
So we told the guy that we'd take it, and we'd come back next week with the trailer to pick it up. And of course, talk the whole car ride home on what we're going to do first.
So first item came today.
What?
Open this up. It's the handbrake.
This is the handbrake?
Yeah. First step. We'll have to find a cool grip for it.
Yeah.
Because John said he just used like the one off of like his mini bike, so we can get like one from a BMX bike or whatever. But yeah, that's what I figured.
It's gonna go with the other part.
Well, yeah, if we're doing the roll cage pink, we'll do pink hand grip. Yeah, so that'll be the first thing that we'll figure out how to hook up. It sounds like John just used like copper lines to the back. I mean, it's pretty simple, but I'm like, well, that's the first thing we need, so.
Race car parts are always fun.
How psyched are you?
I'm really excited for this. This is a really big thing in my life. I was not thinking that I'd ever get a race car before, but this is gonna be a wild experience.
One of the other benefits of this car was it was built as an endurance car in a stock class. So it came with another BMW's worth of parts, including an engine, and everything is stock spec. Even though Noah doesn't know anything about cars, he did ask one really good question about when was the oil change last. It was a little milky, which was disappointing, but not enough to hamper our excitement. If you've ever driven home with a new race car on a trailer, you know how exciting this is. And it was really cool for me because this is a type of racing and a type of car I know nothing about. So this was all new to both of us and my dad, which made it even more special. It wasn't pushing into drag racing or vans, it was new.
We have been waiting for this moment for 9 hours today. This was this
week in 9 hours.
Yeah.
What do you think, honey? Looks so good in the driveway. That's a fuel vent. We just have to hook it to the roll cage in the back.
Yeah, but I'm gonna put an old sunroof on. awesome. Alright, fine. Alright, sit.
It's very steady. That's the whole point. Look at all those bars.
Yes! Yes!
What do you think, Dan?
The fire button
Yeah.
is very close to the start/run button.
That's
Yeah.
That's what that's for.
He's having interest.
I've waited my whole life for that photo.
All right, open it up.
What is it?
I got one for you too.
Smells weird.
Wait till it's something on your head for a day.
You ruined the secret!
That one shouldn't squeeze your face.
It might go with your glasses too.
Yeah. Usually I put it on and then I put my glasses on. Like it'll slide on, but there's like a little indent on the side, yeah.
Oh.
No, not that. You don't need to pull that off yet. There's a right here. You put your finger in there and that's how you prop it up.
Oh, I was doing it like that before.
Well, that other helmet was different, but that one, that's how that goes. This is the same helmet I have. Is that more comfortable than the other one? It looks way more comfortable.
Works perfectly.
Yeah. And it's got room to breathe, so it shouldn't fog up either.
Yeah, I was worried.
It loosens up as you use it more. It took me a while on mine too.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The next step, of course, was make this thing our own. We had already discussed repainting it black and doing the roll cage in pink, but as the day went on and the drive home went, Noah came up with all kinds of different ideas, and they were awesome.
All right, so we're talking about the driver's side is going to be what?
So driver's side on here, we're thinking, I'm not sure how much far over, we're gonna probably go from about here to here or so, just so it stays even in a rectangle. We're thinking of doing a mural that's gonna be all video games, anime stuff that is like, this is what makes up me.
Love
That
it.
stuff is gonna be on top. We're gonna do the number, we're gonna do the pink 11 that I had talked about that we were thinking on doors, but we're gonna do on top. Next up, we're gonna do on the back part, this area here. I'm gonna write my entire name in Japanese across the back, and then on the final side this way, we are going to do this really cool cherry blossom kraken tree that's gonna go across this side. We're still coming up with ideas for the front if we're gonna do something on there, or we might just keep it all the way black. But this is gonna be awesome.
And then, of course, you've got to invite friends over to check out your new race car. The milky oil really smelled like fuel, so we had a thought that maybe a couple of the injectors were stuck. It was wishful thinking, but we had to research how to take them out. The next day I took all the parts bins over to our storage unit to sort them out and take inventory. There was a lot, and most of it, I have no idea what it is, but it seemed pretty good. Again, it just really helps with the confidence of pushing the car, knowing that we've probably got something back of the shop. I loaded up a few things that I wanted to take back home, and then got the car ready to debut at the first drift event. We just wanted to tech it to see if there was anything we needed to do for sure before we started racing it. The engine was a fresh rebuild, and I wanted to get the milky oil figured out before we did any laps on this car. There's no reason to hurt it.
How are you doing?
Taking videos of you?
Me?
Yep.
I don't remember.
So it's, I mean, tech-wise, it's good. We just need to convert it for the type of racing, really. Okay, cool. Well, that's good to know. Nice. Perfect.
Like, if we're drifting, you want to smell the diff or
Yep.
somebody lock back wheels and
Well, the difference?
The differential, yeah.
Oh,
We already talked about doing that, yeah.
Differential, you weld this with
Yep.
I mean, really, that's all you need to get started.
I'm still
Perfect.
learning about parts.
He even got his first professional track photo taken. There were 2 extra sets of injectors in the parts bin, so we got those serviced right away. And John got us a set of drift tires. Since we really don't use the storage unit when Wine and Roses is home for the summer, we had a perfect shop set up. And I ordered some new shop tools. One thing that's really cool about all this footage is seeing how much Noah progressed in his mechanical abilities through this whole project. It became very clear that it was going to take more than injectors to get this oil situation taken care of. So it was a little bit of a setback, but actually better. Because it gave Noah a chance to work on his car and really understand how everything functions. Yeah, keep going, it's fine. It also gave me a chance to leave all of my other tools back at home 40 minutes away, so we had to improvise. Which again, made it better. Now he's got a full set of tools to take the track.
If you listen to the things that I'm telling you as we're doing it, that's huge.
Take this.
Nope, the cover itself. This is the thing that we just unbolted.
This thing. All right. You ready?
Yep. Just remember, it comes all the way down here, so you need to want to take it all off even. If it feels like it's stuck on something, wait, because there might be one more bolt we missed. Okay, we'll feel along, see where you think it's binding, what it's hitting on.
It's somewhere here. You're gonna hold it with a clamp because of how big it was. It was bigger than an 18.
That's not a good start. See it to your side. Something's wrong with the bottom end or something. Unless it's a fucking...
I was really hoping for an obviously blown head gasket, and this thing looked perfect. So I ordered a new head gasket, figured we'd put it back together, and if the oil was still milky, we'll just change it every time we go out this season and rebuild the engine over the winter. Fortunately, it didn't come to that. Unfortunately, Rock Auto sent me this. But they got a replacement gasket set out pretty quickly, so that was a plus. Once I read the torque sequence, I learned that you torque to 22 pounds, then go 90 degrees, then take the engine up to operating temperature and go another 90 degrees. We were hoping that when they built the engine, they didn't do the second 90 degrees after operating temperature, and that's why it leaked.
Okay, if you need to pull it off. There you go. Okay.
So after all that, we were finally ready to put the new injectors in. And Noah asked if he could drive the cargo van home, which was another first. Having never worked on an overhead cam engine before, I was nervous that we got the timing belt wrong, so we turned it over by hand a few times to make sure nothing was binding, and it seemed good. The radiator that had been in the car was trashed. Luckily, we had a brand new one in stock.
Valves, we got the valve cover on, we put that in place. We're doing this right now, we got the new radiator in. Put in the thing that makes it power.
Alternator.
Alternator, thank you. Where the hell does this go?
So there's another clamp right under here.
Fucking, it's messing with my depth perception.
So the time had come and we were ready to fire it. Except, we didn't have power.
Make sure the battery has power.
Yeah, but looks like this thing was left in the on position.
Yeah, it's dead. So we were a battery away from seeing if all of our work was successful. But I did realize that we forgot to put the electric fan on, and we're gonna need to take the radiator back out, so I figured we'll just fill it up with water and not waste the coolant that we bought. You're going the wrong way.
Oh, I am?
Left to loosen. Loosen this. We're gonna make that window removable, so that way we can get to the battery easily. Because obviously it's tough to get inside the car, especially once there's a seat in there, and that is just a nice access point. So this here is the reservoir. That's where the antifreeze goes, and that's where like you check the level and stuff. Yeah, so we're gonna pour those in there, and then that'll eventually go into the radiator.
All right, tell me when.
Go ahead. It's still a little low, but it'll be fine for our purposes here. All we needed to do was get the car running long enough to get warm, because we still had to retorque the head bolts. Once we pull the radiator out to put the fan on, then we'll put the actual antifreeze in that we bought. We found this huge vacuum line disconnected and figured it might be important.
Which way am I going?
You're going 90 degrees.
So from here
From there,
to here.
yep.
Oh god.
You want me to do it? Step on the seat, it's easier. Legs in first, both legs in first. Grab the roll bar, like under here. Oh, there you go. There you go. And this is where starting using that removable steering wheel will help too. All right, so it's not in gear, but push the clutch in anyways. Just get in the habit of always starting it with the clutch in.
That's the furthest left one, right?
Yep. Okay, the big red switch is on to on already. So then the big red switch in the center, that's the one we're gonna move, but that's on. So then the one that says start run, you're gonna push that switch up. Yep. Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Nope, you hold it. It's like a key. Like when you start your car.
Oh, do you mean like...
Like push it up and hold it until the car starts. There you go.
I have a race car!
Fired right up. I think we're in good shape. Fuel pressure. As we change the oil, that should go away. A little drip to figure out. All right, and then just push that switch down to shut it off.
Clutch again.
The same, nope. Clutch in, clutch should always be in. Same, yep, push that in, push that down. And then turn the big red switch to the left. That kills the main power, so we don't drain the new battery. We're good.
Cool.